So, good afternoon, you lovely people, and welcome once again to the official topic talk. Please subscribe, like, and ring the bell so that every time I go live or produce content, you'll receive a notification. Well, I didn't really want to have to be sat here today. I've got plenty to get on and do. I didn't want to have to be sat here having to make a reply, to this deviant individual person. But as you all may well know, I've done a live last night of a review of Dot's story, where Dot found the courage to come out and tell her story of some of the abuse that she had to go through at the hands of this guy, DH. And as soon as the live had finished last night, this monster decided he'd go on the rant and the attack on me. And I didn't want to be sat here, guys. I've got loads to get on with today. But I've got to make my reply to this. No sooner had my live finished last night, my internet went a bit funny. So I do apologise to people. That this beast decided to produce a video ranting at me. So I'm just going to address this video and make my reply to the monster's video that he made about me last night.
The equaliser Stephen Clark on Kearney's show. Stephen Clark was...
Well, for starters, Decker, it wasn't on the Kearney show. It was on my live. So there's your first lie to the public. I done a live last night, and on my live, I was doing a review of Dot's story, which is the young lady that you abused, for the public to be made aware of the character of yourself. So it wasn't on the Kearney show. It was on my live last night. So that's the first thing I want to clarify here.
And all of a sudden there's a turn.
I'm glad you said was, Team Decker, because if you can't remember, I was in support of you until I found the truth. What person would want to align themselves with somebody that not only has one grape allegation, but numerous grape allegations against them? I don't align myself with characters like that. He was manipulating me with lies, which was keeping me on his side until I woke up and smelt the coffee and realised, what he had as allegations on his record. And when I realised this, I disaligned myself to him. So yeah, you're right. I was in support of you, and I'm glad you said was. I'm going to rewind that back a little bit, because some of the voice don't come out, and I'll pause it every time that I need to make a statement.
Equaliser Stephen Clark on Kearney's show. Stephen Clark was Team Decker, and all of a sudden there's a turncoat.
All of a sudden, well, you're well behind the times. It was the back end of December I turned my back on you and realised, that I didn't want to align myself with anybody, that's got any of them sort of allegations on their record. And incidentally, all the way back then, you were saying that you didn't have no allegations and all these people were lying, and that's what kept me held until I woke up and smelt the truth. You remember all the way back then, you were telling everyone, the public, you didn't have no NFAs, and and it's only just recently you've decided, to admit that you've had NFAs.
Can anyone remember Steve Clark, the equaliser on my expos, who was saying that the trolls were targeting his disabled wife who was dying of cancer?
Let me just stop you there. Never once, right, have I said to you or to any member of the public or to anybody on the YouTube community that my wife had cancer. Get your facts straight. She hasn't got cancer. She's terminally ill. So why the hell are you saying that my wife's got cancer? Never once have I ever put it out in the public domain that my wife has cancer, because she hasn't. She's terminally ill. There's two completely different things, right? So that's another lie that you've told. That's two so far. One, that I was on the Kearney show, which it was my live. And two, that she's got cancer. That's wrong. She's terminally ill. Get it right.
Now he's turned on me. Why is that? Targeting his disabled wife who was dying of cancer. And now he's turned on me. Why is that?
Well, if you're that stupid and that sick, why have I turned on you? Well, if you remember, the back end of December, I turned my back on you. So why are you not understanding the fact that from December until now, I turned my back on you? And why? Why was that, Decker? Right? I'll tell you why. The rest of the public already knows why I turned my back on you. All that time back, right, you were saying to me and to the public and to your subscribers, no, I've got no NFAs, I'm not that kind of person, I've not got that, no of that on my record. That was the manipulating side, that you were manipulating me and many other people's with the lies, saying that you've got no NFAs and everybody else was trolling and lying. Yes, I did go through hell, and that was only because I was supporting you. And the only reason why people were doing that was to bring awareness to me, because I was so stupid enough back then not to see it. They're the ones that were telling the truth. Morning, Paul C. They're the ones that were telling the truth. If you should, I asked you many occasions back on the back end of last year to tell me the truth. And just like you was telling everybody else, right? You were saying you got no NFAs, they're all bullshitting, they're all lying, and yeah, I did get suckered in, and I believed, until the point, that I realised that these guys are not trolls. These guys were telling the truth. They were just trying to get through to me to see the truth. But like an idiot, I was believing the bullshit and lies you were telling people. You got no NFAs, and that was all towards the back end of last year. And then it was only as evidence slowly come out about you, is that the middle of this year you started saying that you had one great allegation that was NFA'd on your record, and now all of a sudden, like, you got two great allegations on your record. I'm sorry, but the back end of last year, right, I walked away from you. I turned my back on you because I saw the truth. I do not ever want to align myself with somebody, right, with a record like yours. One great allegation against you is enough for me to break friendship with anybody in the world, because I don't align myself with people that have allegations on their record. And you think that you walked away from me calling me a weirdo. Well, that's another lie. Everybody knows the truth. You know, I turned my back on you on the back end of December because I found out about all your allegations and I found out you wasn't a character I wanted to align myself with. You know, it was the lies that you were putting across saying that these people were trolls and, you know, and on that moment back then, I realised, you know, what you were saying to me was lies. You know, you were saying all the way back then, don't you remember, that you ain't got no allegations, and, you know, slowly the stuff came out about you, and you think you've got the right. You think you've got the right to reply in the sense that you did on this stupid video to me, right? Because I was bringing awareness, right, of somebody that you fucking abused majorly. I'm going to rewind this a bit, you know, because the audio keeps going down, and I'm going to continue until I've said and got every word out of my gob towards this fucking monster.
That equaliser Stephen Clark on Kearney's show. Stephen Clark was Team Decker, and all of a sudden he's a turncoat. Can anyone remember Steve Clark, the equaliser on my expos? It was saying that the trolls were targeting his disabled wife who was dying of cancer, and now he's turned on me. Why is that? Because I stopped taking your texts because I thought you were a weirdo, because you were constantly badgering me every single day. They're all weirdos, man.
I'm going to stop that again, as I've explained already. As I've explained already, he's told a couple of lies even within that statement. Right? The first lie he's told just in this first 30 seconds. Right? I was on the Kearney show. No. I done a live. Bringing awareness from a survivor, right, of somebody that you put through a heck of a load of abuse. You can't make out you didn't know that I turned my fucking back on you. I turned my back on you way back in December. For the reason is because you manipulated me with lies and, you know, made me believe that these were trolls. When in fact, these were people telling the truth, and I was just thick enough all the way back in December to believe your lies, when they were just bringing awareness to me to try and give me the facts, to give me the truth that was already out there. And you were lying back then saying there was no NFAs on your record. I don't align myself with people with them sort of LFIs or that sort of background. I didn't want to be sat here today, but I had no choice. After me doing that live review last night, you felt to go on the attack on me. Well, you're correct. I turned my back on you. If you want to call me a turncoat, you call me a fucking turncoat. And I turned for the right reason, because I found the truth.
They're all weirdos, but listen, I can talk about all this. I'm not bothered. I've got nothing to hide. That's why I'm speaking about it with the two grape allegations now. The trolls.
I'm going to stop it right there. Now, everybody remembers last year he was telling everybody he had no NFAs whatsoever. He was saying he was not guilty of any of these things that people were saying. You know, but now all of a sudden, you're coming out and saying and expressing to people that you've got 2 grape NFAs on your record. Why all of a sudden, seeing as evidence has been trickling out about you as it's slowly gone from no NFAs to now you're openly saying you've got 2 grape NFAs on your record. I didn't want to have to make this afternoon video because I've got much to get on with today. A lot to get on with today. But, after you felt it upon yourself to make a statement against me last night, straight after I'd done my live, which I foreknew well already, that's what you was going to do, go on the attack of me because I've brought awareness about what you put Dot through and the abuse that you put Dot through. I knew you was going to come back and attack me. Before you guys coming in, I'm just going to rewind this, and let that play
on
forward.
Kearney's show, Stephen Clark was Team Decker, and all of a sudden he's a turncoat. Can anyone remember Steve Clark, the equaliser on my expos, who was saying that the trolls were targeting him, his disabled wife who was dying of cancer? And now he's turned on me. Why is that? Because I stopped taking your texts because I thought you were a weirdo. Because you were constantly badgering me every single day. They're all weirdos. Speaking about it with the 2 grape allegations now, the trolls want me to, because they want to see all my allegations. They want to see what I've been arrested for. And what they want to do is they want to see what I've been arrested for, then they'll pick it apart and then troll me again. That's why
Sorry about that, guys. I mean, I've got a lot to get on with today, and I didn't want to have to be sat here today, having to do this type of video because my channel's positive now and the content that I'm putting out there, is positive. But unfortunately, because I'd done a video last night, which was my review on a live, the Dot story, to get Dot story back out there to the forefront, to show awareness to anybody that wants to get involved with Decker in a relationship style. Exactly what Dot went through. And that took Alex Kearney, AC, coming back to life, probably the best part of a year, to get the lady that felt strong enough to come forward and to let everybody know the story of the abuse at the hands of this guy. And I knew full well, he was going to come back, with a video attacking me. There was a couple of pointers that he put in there, that I felt was totally wrong. And there was one pointer that he got it bang on the nail, which the first one, it wasn't the Kearney show. It was on my live. I was doing a review, and it just so happened after the review video had finished playing, Alex decided to come on, and grace me with his presence, and we had a chat, and he then said, yes, I did turn my back on him, and that was the back end of last year. And I've explained a little bit back to the reasons why I turned my back. He then went on to say, my wife's got cancer. Well, he's got that wrong, guys. There's never once I've ever put out in the domain that my wife's got cancer. She's terminally ill. As he full know wells. So why he's decided to say she's got cancer, I don't know. She's terminally ill. That's why I can't be sat here making this sort of reply video. And it's going to be the only one video reply that I'm going to be making. So, I know you're watching this, or you're going to be watching this later, right? Why don't you come on a live with me? And let me explain to you the facts that stand with me, why I turn my back on you. There's the offer for you. Come on a live show. Come on a live show with me. Is the Queen a turncoat for taking Prince Andrew off the royal duties? Have to go now, brothers and sisters. Well done, official. Cheers, Paul C. Much respect, mate. I mean, I didn't want to have to be sat here this afternoon. I mean, I've got a lot to get on with. But I'm not having people like him, try and slate me off because I'd done a video review that he didn't like. Big up Paul C. Big up everyone in the chat. You're running around fucking DH, wanting to get your story out there and get on people's lives. Well, why don't you take me up on my offer and come on a live with me? I've got plenty to say. So there it is. I've chucked it out there. If you want a live, get on my fucking live, mate. I'm not doing another reply video to this. This is my response to you doing an attack video on me. And again, you told 2 or 3 lies within 30 seconds of that. Right, now I've got that off my chest. How are you guys doing? I hope all of you are doing well on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. And like I say, I didn't want to be sat here having to explain myself to somebody that's irrelevant to me and to the rest of the YouTube community. Exactly. Ronan, jump on for 5 minutes, mate. I'm only going to be on for another 5 minutes. I just wanted to get this little bit of a right to reply out of the way. So in the next 5 or 10, 15 minutes, I've got a lot to get on with. So he got one thing right out of that rant that he said, and that I'm against him. Yes, I turn my back on him, but then what you don't realise, maybe, is that thick to realise. You know, I turned my back on him way back in December. It ain't been recently, people. You know, it was the back end of last year. You know, so I'm glad that I've rattled his bones, because he can understand now, you know, the trail of destruction that he's left behind for these females, you know, that have had to endure all his abuse. Most silliest mistake he could have made was, you know, trying to launch an attack on me. You know, I just don't get it, why he wants to run around attacking people. You know, because they're bringing awareness out against him. I mean, I turned my back on him, and there was a reason. You know, and he's trying to say then, oh, I'm a weirdo. I've got a clean record. There's 3 people within the YouTube community, which has had my what do you call it, SARS acro subject access request, which shows NFA's DH. I will state, you know, and I got that. I think it was the back end of last year. And there's 3 people that have been sat on my SARS for the past year. I've got nothing to hide on my record. I may well have been a bit of a toe rag in the day, but, you know, unfortunately, you know, I don't align myself with character people that have them sort of allegations from their past. I do not align or associate or have friends, you know, that has a record like yours. Well, my channel is going to get back to positivity, guys, because I've got quite a few reviews, you know, that I need to catch up with over the next coming weeks. And in the new year, I've got some guests coming on, so I'm looking forward to the new year with my channel. So what's everyone doing this Saturday afternoon? You know, I'm gonna jump off in the next 10-15 minutes. You know, I've got to crack on and get a couple of things done. I don't understand, you know, when people disalign themselves with people, why they feel the necessary, you know, to go on the attack of somebody. You know, I just don't get it. You know, if you don't like the person, just walk away. You know, don't need to say things about them when they bring facts out and it's something that they don't like. Well, it's tough. You've got to live with your past, not me. You know, I've got a future. I had a good past. I've got a good past, which means I can build a better future. When you have yourself a dirty past, people, your future's already planned out for you, you know, because if you leave dirt in your past, dirt's going to arrive in your future. Okay, Rona, no worries. I mean, I'm not on for that long, to be honest with you. You know, I just needed to do a review of something that that somebody felt that they needed to attack me because I done a review video last night, you know, of stuff that he's done to somebody, which I felt the necessary to do a review on that video for awareness, and to always keep it to the forefront. Afternoon, Hope Springs. Hope you're doing well this afternoon. I'm just going to have a quick flick through these comments, and then I'll be jumping off, guys. Unless anybody's in the chat that wants to jump on for 5 minutes and have a chat, I don't mind. But one thing I will not allow, you know, that's to anyone speak any type of bullshit about my wife. You know, I like to put people straight with facts and truth. I know you're listening to this. My rant's over about you. You're now irrelevant, totally and utterly. You know, and you ain't getting no clicks and likes and bait off my name. You know, my channel's better than yours. My channel's not as big as yours, but I've got 10 years to grow. And if I continue on that positive path what I'm on, you know, my channel can only but get better. I've got a confession, I've been selling glue. Oh, I didn't realise 007, the cookster. I didn't realise he was in the chat. Hope you're doing well. Morning, Steve. The guy's an absolute whopper. He can't lay in bed straight. He lies that much. Bro, out looking like Sacha Baron Cohen character. Be careful, official. It will try and take your channel. That's how people like to roll. I feel sure you tap the guide to restart your channel up no matter what it takes. I get what you mean, Paul C. Download the video, add it to Google Drive, and share to screen. No lag. .007, the cookster. Steve's not daft, Paul. Decker won't take him on. So, guys, I mean, I'm gonna cut this one in 5 minutes. You know, I've got a lot of things to get on and do this morning, this afternoon. But I just needed to address this issue. I won't be dragged down no more, you know, by giving this guy any airtime. You know, he's not worth it simply, and he's chucking under the bus, and that's exactly the direction he wants me to go into. You know, my channel, myself, my life is a lot better than that. You know, I'm not going to give him any airtime after this. You know, I've said my piece on it. I've made my right to reply, and I think I've done it in as good a way as I can. You know, given the circumstances. So take it easy, all you guys, and hopefully I'll catch up with you a little bit later on once I've got a few things done that I need to do today. I'll probably do a live later on. Have an open panel, you know, have a good few guests on, and you know, just get a good bit of chatting going, guys. Until later on, you take it easy and have yourself a good Saturday afternoon, guys.